Delve into art, architecture, and design with Srijan Design Academy SDA and thrive in exams, college, and career. Welcome to SDA. Figure-based aptitude. Topic 05. Mirror images. Relevant for exams like NATA, JEE P2, NID, CEED and UCEED.
Hello everyone. Our topic for today is mirror images. So now, in whatever the images you will get, you don't have to exactly draw the mirror image, but you have to identify the mirror image from the given options. So when you have to identify something from the options, what is important? That we just understand it element by element. So what is an element in this case? So let's understand first of all that thing. So if you consider a figure, in that figure, if there is one square, that is an element. If there is another rectangle or something, that is another element. So basically in this figure, we have got two elements. Okay. So now when we got two elements, what we need to do? We need to first of all resolve one element, then we need to resolve another element. While doing the mirror image, one thing we need to understand, this red line here, this given red line is our mirror. So when we have got this red line, what will happen? Anything which is closer to red line will be closer to red line in the mirror image also. So if I draw the square here, this is the mirror of it and it will be closer. Whatever is farther from the mirror will look farther from the mirror. So this is farther from the mirror. Which figure looks similar? This one. Now, so in this case, what we have done? We have done a very simple thing. We just identify what is closer to the mirror and what is further from the mirror. That's the exact thing you need to do in most of the questions, and then you will be able to understand what is the answer for it. So let's move to the next question. Okay. Now, this is a very confusing question. Sometimes it looks very simple, but it is very confusing. You have got three elements. 1, 2, and 3. All the lines are curved. Okay, so that's why it is complicated. So now what I'll tell you, to look at each and every option and then identify which one is correct. So if I go to the options, let's look at first element, this one. Okay, so where it is correct? It is correct in B option. Anywhere else it is correct? No, it's not correct anywhere else. That means we have got the answer. Let's check for the other elements. Okay, the second element is also correct. Okay, the third element is also correct. Clear? So when we focus on one element, it is very easy for us to understand. Okay, and that's how we can get quick answers in this case. So we will get something like this, we will get something like this, and we'll get something like this. Okay, let's move to another question. Again, curvilinear lines, very important to understand. It is complicated. So whatever is closer to line in the figure will be closer to line in the option. So let me number it. This is the first element. In which case first element is closer. That means it is on the left top. So it is here in option A and B. Okay. Now let's look at other element. Okay, second element is also looking similar. Third one is also looking similar. So okay, second and third are done. Let's say fourth one. Fourth one is similar to third one. Fourth one is similar to third one in both. Okay, so this is also good. Fifth one is opposite. Fifth one is opposite here. Fifth one is similar here. So that's why this figure is wrong and option A is correct. Okay, now this figure. See, how do we say? We can say there are only two elements in this case. But what is happening? There are multiple designs of it, or we can say there are multiple complications in this figure. So when you have to resolve multiple complications, you focus on one part of one element. Okay, so let's focus only on this part. Where is this part correct? Okay, that means it will be closer to the mirror. Okay, so it is closer here in option A and it is closer here in option C. That's it. Okay, let's look at other elements between A and C. So let's focus on this part. This part is correct in A and this part is not correct in option C. Therefore, A is the only correct option. See, if one person goes to identify entire thing, it will be very difficult to solve mirror-based question. What we need to do, we just need to look at one single element and solve the question on the basis of that only. Clear? Okay, now use the trick that I have told you right now and try to solve this question. Take 1 minute for this. Okay, so the hedge part, okay, this part is closer to the mirror. So the similar hedge part will be closer to the mirror. So hedge is here, hedge is also here. But is it the similar hedge? No, we can see that the hedge is different in option C, but whereas it is exactly similar in option B, facing this line. Okay, so it is also facing this line. So the figure won't change. Therefore, we can simply say that figure B is correct here. Let's move to another question. Okay. Now there is one element that is Z. There are two other elements, this element and that element, and there is an arrow. So what will happen? Where is the arrow facing? Arrow facing towards the mirror. So arrow will be facing here somewhere. Okay, this is how you will get your arrow. So in which case this is happening? It is happening only in one case. See how easy it is now. We just need to look at option C and we have our answer. Even if you focus on other elements also, you can get the answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. Now, multiple times you will face questions which are related to alphabets. Okay, and these questions are easier, nothing difficult. Again, we consider one element, okay, at a time. So we have one alphabet as one element. So we can consider F or we can consider L, because Z and Y are little difficult to identify. So we'll go with simple elements in the beginning. So F is away from the mirror. Similarly, find out where F is away from the mirror. So it is away from the mirror in option A, in option B, in option C, also in option D. But where it is correct? It looks correct only in option A, B and D. So therefore we cancel out the option number C. Let's look at L, where the L is correct. So we can see L is correct in A, in B, but it is incorrect in D. So let's cancel out the D as well. Now between A and B, we need to look where the Y is correct. So if I look at Y, the slim part or thin part of Y is closer to mirror. So it will be here. It is closer to the mirror. So therefore option A is correct and option B is wrong. And that's how we can get the answer for this question. Up next. Okay, this is for you all. Take your time and solve the question. Once you are done using our tricks, try to mention the answer in our comments. Once you're done with the question using our tricks, mention the answer in comments and we'll get back to you what is the correct answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, now we are getting a question where there are multiple elements at the same time. Okay, so there is not one element, not two, not three, but some 6 to 8 elements. Again, our trick will still remain the simplest trick that we have always applied. We have to look for elements which are little different. So for example, this element which is closer to mirror, this element is useful. Why not the element 1 or 2 per se? Why we are not selecting these? Because they are almost symmetrical. So when we mirror them, we don't get anything. So we have to look at asymmetrical elements. So we are looking at element A and element B. Let's identify where element A is correct and where element B is correct. So the darker part is closer to mirror. Darker part is closer to mirror. Not here, yes here, not here, and definitely not here. So in one go, we figured out this is the correct answer. You can check rest of the elements. Okay, element B is looking correct. Element 1 and 2 will itself will look correct. Other elements are also looking correct one by one. Therefore, B is the correct answer. Okay, now we get another set of difficult questions. Okay, and this is mainly for CEED and NATA. Okay, nowadays in NATA, you started getting these kind of questions. So you have to be very careful about this. There is a question. Okay, and you have multiple mirrors now. Elements will be lesser, but the mirrors are multiple. So what to do? We need to take one element at a time. So let me take this rectangle. Let me call it element A. Now if I mirror it, where will this element go? It will be here only. So okay, fine. Again, if I mirror it, it will be at the same place. So no issues. When I mirror it, it will come down to the bottom. Okay, because this is away from mirror. So it will go away from the mirror. So now in what all options you can see this in option A, you can see this in option B. Now we need to look at element B and we need to see where the element B is. So element B was here. So therefore element B will be here. Up next, what will happen? Element B will come somewhere here. Okay, because away from mirror and then closer to mirror. In the next option, what will happen? No change. It will be at the same position. So where you can see this image? This you can see in B option. Therefore B option is correct here. Clear everyone? Let's move to next question. Again, multiple elements. Now this figure is very challenging in a way. So, but we won't get challenged because there are two circles. So we can't identify what is element A and what is element B. So therefore we need to make an element out of ourselves. Okay, we need to design an element. So we see one thing we can call corner of the pentagon. So let me make this as a dot. Okay, corner of the pentagon. So we just need to identify corner of the pentagon. If I mirror it, where the corner will go? Here. If I again mirror it, where the corner will go? Here. If I mirror it, where the corner will go? Corner will go somewhere here, away from the line. Okay. Now where you can see that it is here. Clear? So you can identify very easily where the corner of the pentagon is. So I have designed an element A for myself. Why I did that? Because in this case, it was very difficult to identify elements from the circles because both the circles are looking same. So if you take one circle as the element, it may get confused with another circle. So therefore, it is very important that you select an element which looks completely different. Okay. So therefore, option D is correct in this case. So now we are very clear how to solve this exercise, which is mirror images. Okay. In this exercise, a very simple thing is in front of us, that we have all the questions with us. Okay, we know the position of the mirror. We need to identify an element and we need to identify whether it is closer to the mirror or away from the mirror. So we just need to solve for one element. We don't have to solve for all the elements. If you will solve for all the elements at once, you will get confused. So you need to avoid that confusion. So when you focus on one thing, it will be easier to solve these mirror-based questions.
For more questions, drop a comment on our video. Subscribe us to Thrive in Exams, College, and Career.